I am Marasav, Queen of the Reef. I once made a great sacrifice to protect humanity from the Hive. I lost everything. My fleet. My brother. My people's very way of life. I watched the dreaming city fall into ruin. Desecrated by Oryx. Cursed by Savathun. Now I've returned to retake this sacred place, to finally wrest it free from the Hive's claws. Although you have taken things near and dear to me as well. You have also learned that your list of enemies need not be so broadly defined. Today we are afforded a unique opportunity. The road ahead of us is fraught with perilous choices, Guardian. Choose wisely.
Guardian, thank you for accompanying me. Ikora issued an order for Osiris's arrest. She has questions about his involvement in Lakshmi's attack on the Elixni. I volunteered to collect him from the Dreaming City, where he now hides. No one will touch Osiris until I know the truth. He has acted rashly in the past, but I have never seen him willingly endanger the city. Something is wrong. I have felt it for some time now. He is distant. Help me bring him home. I am making way through the opposite flank from you. The Hive are swarming. We will be as the mighty crabs of old and censor them. Break their line and meet me at Osiris' signal. Another ghost nearby. Lightbearer, reveal yourself.
That would be me.
What are you doing here, brother? Did Zavala not send you away?
Osiris called me for help. With all these Hive around, I can see why. This reeks of Zebul wrath. He called you.
No. Go home. This is not your fight to take. It is mine.
You can't keep him in a cage, Saint. You're not the only one who cares about him.
Lecture! You know nothing. Osiris is not himself, and I will be the one to bring him back.
Still fumbling around in the overworld, old light? There's an awoken device near you. It should let you slip into the Ascendant plane and get you closer to Osiris.
Who and I took the Hive from Ratborn?
Stalk. We were stalking, not hiding. Ascendant plane should skirt you past the Hive's barricades. Just be sure to mind the Taken. Bringing down Quria left the Taken rattled. I don't think Savathun has control of them anymore.
No matter. My bullets do not know the difference. Osiris' signal.
Then we'll see each other soon. Crow out.
Whatever happens, friend, we cannot lose him. Even if I do not understand, I must believe his actions have purpose.
I had hoped you'd find your way back.
I'm a bit lost, actually. But this feels familiar. Do I know you?
Osiris? You must come home. Answer for what you have done. The Vanguard will show mercy.
Yes. Ikora and Commander Zavala are nothing if not generous. Queen Mara. Look how they've welcomed the crow into their flock.
It isn't too late. You can still be forgiven.
Be careful. I'll hold you to it.
Lower your weapons. Osiris still lives.
You trust this thing?
This thing and I have come to an agreement. You need only cooperate.
What is it?
I am Savathun, the Witch Queen, sister of shapes, deepest in the Hive Coven, etc., etc. My sister Zivor Rath hunts me on behalf of another. I wish only to be free, and Mara Sav has graciously agreed to help.
And Osiris?
Sweet that you should care, little bird. I have been Osiris for as long as you have known him. But rest assured, I will return him safely to you, in exchange for your assistance.
Queen of Lies! Pray this is the one time you are telling truth. The Vanguard must know what has happened here. Stay, Guardians. I will go.
Someone once told me that the line between light and dark is very thin. Walk it alongside me. For Osiris. This will guide you. A powerful relic of awoken design. Take it and return to your HELM.
Cruisers keep returning to Neptune's orbital path. Wonder if they're hiding something in its gravity well.
Approach, Guardian. Believe me when I tell you that I did not know of Savathun's deception until she arrived in the Dreaming City. She offered me a bargain. If I exercise her worm, she will release Osiris and help us defeat the Black Fleet. I recognize the risk. Her inevitable betrayal is all but a guarantee. But without her worm, Savathun is vulnerable, unprotected by the security of her throne world. Mortal. To separate Savathun from the parasite inside her, I need Techians, skilled awoken mystics. Few still live. Most were lost, guiding my return to the Dreaming City when Xivu Arath ambushed us. But I can still feel their minds. The mystic compass you hold will reveal pathways to each lost Techion. Relight the pathways of the Ascendant plane, and guide my people back to me. My wrath, Petra Venj, will brief you further.
Queen Mara has already told you we must recover our lost Techians in order to free Savathun from her servitude to the worm gods. I will tell you how. Imagine the universe as a set of coins, stacked, one on top of the other. The top coin is our reality. The bottom, the Ascendant plane. Between them lies an intermeshing of ever-shifting pathways, known as ley lines. Almost all the ancient pathways are now defunct, but beings of paracausal ability can navigate and rebuild them. This is the art of wayfinding. We know our lost Techians are stranded somewhere among the ley lines, and they're leaving us markers to follow. I'm forwarding you the coordinates to the first marker. It should tell us which ley line to look in. Then we'll use the blind well to tear open a rift and send you through to find them. Xivu Arath is desperate to capture her sister. Her forces, which now include the Taken, will attempt to stop you at every turn. Listen, I know your crow intends to accompany you. Mara also wants him close. Our Techians went to retrieve Queen Mara on my orders. This can't fail. Not because of him. Welcome back to the Blind Well, Guardian. It enables transit between this reality and the Ascendant plane, using paracausal ley lines. Unfortunately, this gate opens both ways. Xivu Arath, Hive God of War, is trying to secure it for an invasion of the Dreaming City, so she can capture Savathun. We must hold this location at all costs. Glad to have you along, Guardian. Xivu Arath's forces have infested this area. Their taken rifts are destabilizing the ley lines, making alignment impossible.
Just like streams of water, ley lines can be polluted. Xivu Arath will use them to poison the Blind Well if she can. Stay vigilant.
There's Scorn inbound. It's unclear whether they're coordinating with Xivu Arath's forces or just taking advantage of the chaos. We can't risk them poisoning the Blind Well with dark ether. Let's clear them out. Good work shutting down the Scorn, Guardian.
The timing of their mission is suspicious. Is this coordination with Xivu Arath, or mere coincidence? Well done, Guardian. The Reef-born, thank you. If we are to survive the coming storm, the Tower and the Dreaming City must stand united.
We'll hold the Blind Well together. As we open more ley lines, we can start exfiltrating our lost Techians.
Once my coven is reassembled, we'll exorcise Savathun's worm and put an end to her lies. Once and for all.
And you're certain she's content?
Certainty is a necessity. It is your doubts we should fear with Savathun among us.
Be straight with me.
Remember who you are speaking to. I hold all the keys to all your futures. I would not let them dangle carelessly without attention.
Savathun's never been a one-track type of opponent. She's playing.
We are not the same, Ikora. This is a plan long set in motion. She is contained and soon to be dead.
Was Osiris's capture part of your plan then? Sagira's death?
Navigating the future is not always clear.
If you're willing to sacrifice my people for your plans, how can I be sure you'll wait to see Osiris return before slitting the Witch Queen's throat?
I mourn for Sagira. I have every intention to see Osiris returned safely. It's more than you did for me. If my assurances mean nothing to you, let me offer a warning instead. You are following your doubts into Savathun's trap.
Your arrogance might kill another one of my friends. He isn't dead already.
Had I more wishes, things would not be as they are.
Had you more wishes, they'd be much worse.
Behind the curtain of the universe lies the Ascendant plane. Here, causality meets consciousness, and worlds are born. Go. Find our lost Techians and bring them home. There is a malevolent force at work in this plane, Guardian. I can feel it slithering like black water over stones.
Well done. We've detected the Lost Techian's location through the beacon network. Bring her home.
The pieces of the moon drifting in this realm. They all seem to be footholds for Xivu Arath's forces.
Indeed, the Hive God of War has been aggressively sweeping up territory and crashing it into the borders of our own domain. Not entirely unlike a Hive war moon, hollowed out and thrust into a conflict.
A staging ground for this invasion?
Possibly. Or more likely, an invasion yet to come.
I am at your mercy, Guardian. This construct protects me from those who wish me harm, from my worm's hunger. But it is a prison, too. Quite elegant, don't you think? I have only one regret, and that is how long it took me to reveal myself to you. I see your synapses firing. A specimen scarred by skepticism. They call me a liar, but we share mutual interests, you and I. If you believe anything I tell you, believe in that. Now, let me show you a different interpretation of the truth. Who is Savathun, you ask? You already know. Oh, guardian mine. I am your friend. I tried to protect you from the Black Fleet. You called it interference. Don't worry. I was not offended. Instead, I found a form more pleasing to your eyes. Osiris was lost. Lightless. I saved him from Xivu Arath and assumed his shape so I could guide your victory against her. I ferried the reborn prince to your city so he could be redeemed. I protected Zavala from Kaido's ambitions, ending a war before it could even begin. I delivered the House of Light on its knees to Ikora. I unmasked the enemies lurking inside your city's walls and destroyed them. You may disagree with my methods, but you can't argue with results. I am no villain, and you are no hero. We are paracausal.
This is my fault. I invited her in. I convinced Zavala that we needed Osiris by our side. A dark pit looked back every time I met his eyes, and I told myself it was his grief. Savathun knew she could use that. The city is the last place Xivu Arath would have searched for her. Now, Saint is tearing the system apart, looking for the real Osiris. You and Crow will need to take point with the Awoken. I don't like it, but he wants to help, and he's earned some trust. It's his decision. We're in a downpour of revelation. I've been trying to analyze every drop of information, as if I could isolate them before they're washed away. There's so much I need to reevaluate, so much I need to do. Interrogate the Witch Queen while we have a captive audience. Our enemies often flirt with arrogance when they believe they've won. See if she'll let her true intentions slip.
Kayotl stands on the bridge of her flagship, 6 destroyer-class warcraft at her flanks. Weeks of intelligence and a handful of dead spies have brought her to a single point in space. This moment of opportunity. A massive, reinforced viewport extends from beneath her feet to the ceiling of the bridge. Through it, dead-still azure banners obscure the distant Awoken reef. From Kayotl's perspective, it appears as a slurry of glitz and dust to be swept away at her command, an idea her advisors spoke of all too frequently. Their soft conflict with one city had left some eager for a decisive victory in another. It was a distraction. In the space between Kayotl and the reef, just beyond the unmoving banners, malachite-licked wisps of intent tear open the space between her and the shimmering dust. Long black spindles of hive workmanship pierce the rift first, preceding a massive tomb carrier twice the size of her flagship. Kayotl addresses her bridge officers. Wait until they're through and cannot flee. Her destroyers take up flanking positions opposite of her own as Kayotl orders her flagship to maneuver above the massive tomb carrier. When the rift shuts, the order comes over Cabal comms: strike. The 6 destroyers spring their diversionary attack. Kayotl feels the pressure waves from their silent cannons wash over her as their shells detonate. Tomb Carrier and Cabal warcraft exchange a harrowing gauntlet of ordnance. The diversion is working. Point us straight at their midsection. Launch ballista crews, Kayotl barks. Inform me when they've taken the bridge. Emerald flare wells deep in the Tomb Carrier's main gun like a brewing cauldron lined with obsidian teeth. The barrel, a massive column of vertebrae from some leviathan creature, ignites with 10,000 hive runes. The Tomb Carrier belches streams of malefic flame that effortlessly obliterates 2 spearheading Cabal destroyers. Kayotl steps forward in horror as their hulls erupt in a series of soulfire explosions. Don't let that gun fire again. Protect our destroyers. She pivots to her navigation office. Bring the ship to minimum jump speed. Full power to the mains. Kayotl thrusts a finger at the Tomb Carrier. Engage the Ares ram and prepare for impact. The flagship hurtles toward the Tomb Carrier, unleashing a full salvo of cannons and warheads to soften the carrier's carapace. Kayotl turns to a bridge crew legionary as the Tomb Carrier rapidly expands in the viewport behind her. Fetch my shield. On the other side of the reef, Queen Mara SOV watches through a dreaming city aperture as the battle unfolds on her borders. The inscrutable expression on her face twists with each distant explosion. Petra wishes the small tensing motions would give some indication of what her queen is thinking. Instead, she sees only the cold stare of one predator assessing the size and strength of another. Petra looks to the knife Mara is idly toying with and notices a detail she hadn't before: a pair of kestrels etched into the blade, wings intertwined, line work so fine that she has to squint to recognize their silhouettes. Petra frowns. "My queen?" she asks, but Mara does not shift her attention from the battle. Chaotl's war games will keep Sivu Arath occupied while we focus on recovering our lost Techians, Mara says. She uses the point of the knife to trace the longest line along her palm. Neither will be able to launch a full-scale attack on the Dreaming City while the other is at her throat. Savathun first, ventures Petra. Mara's stoic facade cracks. She looks down at the blade, at the twin kestrels, and sees something in her own reflection that unsettles her. Savathun first, she agrees, sheathing the weapon so she doesn't have to think about it.